So, quick update while I have an opportunity here. She's a little hyper right now because she's tired and she hates being on camera. And she's a little wiggly right now. So, the best way I could do this was to get the camera at her angle.
Yeah. Oh, let's
and
my fingers.
Okay, so she's licking Michelle's fingers.
Probably because I have wax and candle on it.
Oh, nice. Nice. Well, don't let her like that. Ah! She's a hyper little puppy right now, but I figured while we have the opportunity, I can...
Yawn.
Oh, she's yawning. Okay, she's fine, by the way. I was going to hold her up by her butt, but given that her butt's already on my lap... Yeah, so I'm holding her one hand like this and trying to hold her... What do you call it? So she had her grooming appointment yesterday. That went well. She did well on July 4th. Hang on. Let me see if I can get her face into the camera. Reilly, who's that other dog? Who's that other dog? Who's that other dog? Oh, whoa. Okay. Hey, okay. Okay. Oy.
Stop it.
Ugh. Whoa, that's gonna go well. Ugh. Oy. So I can only imagine when I have children, if I ever do. Anyway, so I've been following the news somewhat. Reilly has been my main priority lately, obviously. And, oh, right. Okay, so I went to YouTube because I had Reilly in my lap. And, Reilly in my lap. Okay. And I saw the headlines about what's going on in Islam right now. Here's hoping that this Torah portion for this week is timely. I'll just say, I am one of those who's had it with Hamas, Hezbollah, Fatah. I mean, just all the groups you can name, and they all have one common denominator. As has been said, Ishmael will be against his brothers. And lo and behold, Ishmael has been against his brothers, and while there's a remnant of Ishmael, obviously the part of Ishmael that's not a remnant is what I guess is what he is, or are what they are, however you want to put it. And that's that, and of course I've also been busy with the Kittleman campaign, and there's other videos that I have to upload from other things. It's just that, again, Reilly's really been my main priority, and really I'm just going to go ahead and browse some of the headlines while I'm at it, just because, oh yeah, the thing about Rick Perry refusing the handshake, I didn't quite register what that was at first, but then like when I saw the story again on Facebook, it's like, oh yeah, that wasn't the best thing in the world. I mean, you'd think that Rick Perry displayed Obama's lack of decorum and class and respect when it comes to his political opponents. You would think that Rick Perry would have a little more class and tact and decorum than to stoop down to Obama's level, but obviously that's not the case. And by the way, I also flinched because boy, Reilly's crate can be quite loud. Oh, also the issue with the children of illegal immigrants. With all due respect to my friends who disagree with me on this issue, sorry, I have got to tell you, when these parents traffic their kids across the border, it's time for the kids to be put in homes of legal residents and of citizens who are going to take care of them instead of going back with their parents who trafficked them in the first place. And one of my friends asked me this question. He said to me on my public Facebook page, and then what? Keep them here and take care of them? Again, all the money used to take care of these illegal immigrant children is being taken away from U.S. children. They should be sent home and their government charged for the services they have already received. Oh, right, yeah, let the kids be sent home and have the risk of being trafficked. And just have the kids, probably be trafficked across the border again anyway. And, yeah, and people are going to say, well, you know what, you have a lot of nerve, especially since your great-granddad was an illegal immigrant. You know, that's a part of why, that's a part of why I'm so opposed to sending these kids back to Mexico and Guatemala and all these other places. My great-granddad was an illegal immigrant. My great-great-granddad had the chutzpah to lie on his naturalization papers. Great-granddad could have been sent back to Poland, and his siblings who were born here could have been sent to Poland, a country that they never knew. And for what? Just because great-great-granddad decided that it was okay to lie on his naturalization papers, and I was supposed to go to, oh yeah, send the kids back. Really? And I wonder, what would have happened if great-granddad had been given to relatives who came here illegally? Or what if he was given to other people who adopted him? Maybe things could have been different. And I mean, do you really want to give these kids back to places where they're going to be trafficked and they're going to be used as drug mules and they're going to be, I mean, you can't even imagine. Like I said, imagine if great-granddad had been sent back to Poland, which was in the hands of the Russian Empire, and then fell into the hands of the Soviet Union in the part that he was from. But that might not saved him, because he might have been in the part that ended up in the hands of Nazi Germany. And then what? And then I would have lost more relatives in the Holocaust. As if I already didn't? I'm telling you folks. You think send these kids back, and then what? Keep them here and take care of them. Again, all the money used to take care of these illegal immigrant children is being taken away from U.S. children. Oh, also, some of these kids were conceived in the countries that their parents came from. Some of them were born here, so they're not exactly illegal. And I talk about this all the time. My cousin Bobby's biological mother is a Guatemalan Mayan. If you look at a picture, she's a Guatemalan Mayan. She could have said, you know what, screw the gringos, they took over our lands. I can come here and cross the border and get all the free stuff and do what I want anyway and make a better life for my kid if I want. She didn't say that. She didn't have that attitude of chutzpah and, you know, just because people screwed her over years back, now she's going to screw them over. She said, look, life sucks. Circumstances happen. I'm in the position that I'm in. But instead of crossing the border illegally, I'm going to give my kid a better life by giving him to these people who want to adopt him. And that's exactly what Bobby's mother did. And I have another Facebook friend. Well, my cousins are my Facebook friends as well, but I have a Facebook friend, you know, outside my family, and who have you, who had a similar situation. He adopted a child from Guatemala, and the kid's parents, biological parents too, could have said, I could just cross the border illegally. They didn't. They decided, if we really want to give our kid a better life, we need to give him up for adoption. And so instead of risking their kid becoming, you know, I could use crass terms, so forgive me for using this, for lack of a better term, this, outdated term, but it's, let me just Google it, because I don't want to be using the wrong term. Okay, some of these kids could have become, yeah, for lack of a better term, some of these kids could have become, you know, of course, kids are already going to be trafficked, so these kids could have either become young prostitutes or catamites. And you can guess what a catamite is? They could have become drug mules. They could have just been re-trafficked across the border. Anything could happen to these kids, and we're supposed to say, basically, no pun intended, but we're supposed to say, again, no pun intended, and I guess for lack of a better term, well, you can imagine what word I would supply there, but, yeah, that's basically what we're saying to the kids. We're flipping off the kids. We're telling them, it's your damn fault, your parents trafficked you. Go back to where you were hurt. And that if great granddad's parents had ever been caught, that would have been basically the attitude that the immigration services were showing the great granddad back then. So you think I'm going to sit here and say, you know what? Send these kids back? What I've said to the great granddad. So why are we saying to these kids, go back to the very parents who trafficked you and could use you as a drug mule or whatever else? Why would I say the things to these kids from Mexico and Guatemala and other places that I would never have said to great granddad, and that I hope no one else would have ever said to great granddad? And again, what about great granddad's siblings who were born here? Would it be fair to send them to Poland? And these kids who were conceived in the countries in which their parents illegally came from but were born here, would it be fair to them? So just think about that